I started thinking back, I started thinking back to Moon Knight and how I felt at the end of Moon Knight. And I realized something. I came to a realization, and that realization is Marvel has kind of peaked. And they peaked at Avengers Endgame. There's been a lot of stuff that came out since Endgame, but I think they peaked at Endgame. Okay, so since Endgame, you've had Black Widow, which Black Widow was kind of a mediocre movie. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't up to par, with Endgame or that type of movie. Like the movies that came before Endgame, it was a slow build. It started off with like Iron Man and all of that kind of stuff. And it was a slow build in each movie. Some was better than others, but they kind of built up, They had like all of those many years to build up to make you so excited to where it got to a point to where every Marvel movie was like an event movie. And they haven't been like that since, Or if it was an event movie, you saw it and then it turned out not to be an event movie. The hype was making you think it was going to be an event movie, but then you saw the movie and it turned out not to be an event movie. You have Shang-Chi, which Shang-Chi is probably one of the better ones out of everything that's came out since Endgame. But then again, Shang-Chi to me felt like they tried to do the same thing for Asian people that they did for Black people with Black Panther. And while I do think that they were successful in making a good movie, I just don't feel like it had the same impact or was on the same level of epicness, which sounds silly, but that's the most easy word that I can think of to just try to describe what I'm thinking as Black Panther. And then you had all of the Marvel shows. You had WandaVision, which was a weird show. I enjoyed it, but I can't really say that it lived up to my expectations. Then you had Loki, which is the same thing. You had Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was also, the same thing, kind of didn't live up to my expectations. Then you had Hawkeye, which was a really, really fun show, but it's Hawkeye, and then you have Moon Knight, which at the end, I'm even though I enjoyed the show, I'm feeling like it was a waste of a character, and then we have Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. And I'm gonna be talking about that in a second and my thoughts on that. But basically, just thinking back to all of those things, I just kind of feel like the MCU has peaked at Endgame. And I don't know if they I mean, is it over for well, it's not over, of course, because they're still making tons of money and the movies aren't bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm still enjoying the movies, just not as much as I was before. They don't feel like, great event movies like they once did. I mean, I go into them thinking, okay, this is the one, but then I watch it and I'm thinking, it was good. I enjoyed it, but no, it wasn't the one. And I'll tell you, like since none of the superhero movies have really been doing that. DC, they've kind of been hit and miss. They started out like they was going to come on strong. They had Wonder Woman, which was really good. You had Aquaman, that was really good. But then other than that, they've kind of just, been either mediocre to bad, with everything else that they've been doing. And then they had the Batman, which was good, but Batman is not one of my favorite characters. I don't know. DC is weird because I don't like the characters as much in DC as I do in Marvel. So for me, and this may sound bad, for me, they have to do a lot more for me to feel the same way as I feel with a movie that did less in the Marvel universe for me to, enjoy it or whatever. And then you look at the Sonyverse. I don't know what you call that. The Sony Marvel characters. And then, of course, you got Spider-Man, which Spider-Man has been awesome. Spider-Man has lived up to the hype. Spider-Man No Way Home has lived up to the hype, the Spider-Man no Way Home was an event movie. And after I watched it, I still felt like it was an event movie. But everything else they've been doing has been horrible. The Venom movies are bad and they keep making them. Morbius is bad. And now they're thinking about doing what is they going to do now? They're going to do like a movie based on Craven the Hunter. I don't understand why they keep making these movies based on villains. I don't want to see a superhero movie with the villain as the main character. I don't know why they keep doing that. Even though the Joker movie when they did. When they announced that movie, I was like, why? Why are you going to make a movie based on a villain? I don't want to. I'd rather see Batman than the Joker, and that ended up being really good. So I guess in that situation, I was wrong there. But yeah, the Sony superhero universe, I don't know. They keep trying to make this Sinister Six thing work, and I don't, and it's not working. I believe you can make it work, but they're not making it work. The only thing that's working for them right now is Spider-Man, is the core Spider-Man movies, and all of the other ones. I mean, they're making money. I don't know what Morbius did, but Venom has been making money. I think both Venoms have made pretty good money, but they just aren't good movies. I just don't really care for them. And I say they aren't good movies, but I keep going to see them. And if they make another Venom movie, I'm still going to go and see it. And I'm gonna be sitting right here again telling you how I don't know why I saw it. It wasn't a good movie. Why they keep me? But that's just how it is when it comes to those movies, the superhero movies. I gotta go see them, whether they end up being good or not. But yeah, I don't know. What's next is Thor. Thor is the next MCU movie after Doctor Strange, and I'm curious. I started the trailers and stuff. They just started releasing those, and they look pretty good so far.